And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that I introduced you to that person who is the single most important individual in my life. I'm talking, of course, about my wife, the First Lady of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
It takes a village to satisfy my husband. My husband will now get real. This First Lady made a deal. I'll stand by my man, 'cause I've got a plan. This woman is made of steel. Oh, Bill, you've had Paula, Jennifer, all the interns, and Monica, too. I've had enough of this. Here's what you'll get. Split like a bobbit in two. Oh, Bill, and doing good. You won't be so crude when Hillary's finished with you. I'll pull back the covers, and here's what you'll get. Your libido is through. A click of the cleaver here, a snip of the gin through there. I'm warning you, slob, your thingamabob is itching for kitchenware. Oh, Buddy, our pet was sent to the vet, and that'll teach him not to stray. The same thing could happen to you any day. When you're out of a job, I'll teach you, you slobs, the meaning of severance pay.
I have learned a long time ago that the only people who count in any marriage are the two that are in it. We know everything there is to know about each other, and we understand and accept and love each other.
Okay. If you say so. Good evening, my fellow Americans. The Stan Major program is underway from Miami and Fort Lauderdale via our network facility in Washington, D.C., inside the Beltway, only blocks from the Bill Clinton White House. But don't hold that against us, all right? We're in open phones, and all of our phone lines are open. It's a typical Monday night for the callers to the Stan Major Extravaganza, 1-800-510-8255. And since I have been gone and did not return until late last night, I can't talk. Have you noticed that tonight? Isn't that weird? I would like to ask you what you would like to talk about, for heaven's sakes. I mean, in the previous hour, we brought up a whole bunch of stuff, and again, typical Monday night. So if you would care to talk about Kosovo, Jesse Jackson getting the 3 soldiers freed, and bringing a letter from slobbering Milosevic to his friend Bill, a Dear Bill letter. Or if you want to continue to pound away at guns and kids and talk about the Colorado shooting, or if you want to talk about the tragic tornadoes tonight in Oklahoma, whatever is on your mind, be my guest. 1-800-510-8255. And if none of those subjects excite you, you pick a subject. You help us out, all right? But we'd like to hear from you. And we may do an affiliate check tonight. Since this is the start of a new month, we are always interested in those stations which are still with us. They have a tendency to drop off at the start of a month. So we'd like to know, if we've lost any. So I can get really, really depressed. But you people depress me enough by not calling in and participating on the show. You call our advertisers, thank God. A lot more of you could call our advertisers and help us out. But we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear you call the show. All right? The toll-free number from Canada, Alaska, Hawaii, and the lower 48 is 1-800 1-800-510-8255. Again, it is 1-800-510-TALK. You folks in Seattle and Phoenix and Orlando and Jackson, Mississippi, Wichita, Kansas, and wherever you are in the 32 states where this show is heard, can just pick up the phone and dial that phone right now, and it should ring right through for 3 or 4 of you. Let me take on Senator John McCain again. I can't understand why this man is such a hawk. Remember the good old days of Vietnam, which were not so good old days? We had hawks and doves, right? John McCain is the incarnation of all of the hawks that wanted us to kill, bomb, and he wants to widen the conflict in Yugoslavia. He really wants to make it a real war with people losing their lives. And over the weekend, you got a little taste of that. We had another bomber that was knocked down, but the pilot wasn't killed. We've been very lucky so far. Let's go to Jeff in Wichita on his cell phone. How are you? Jeff? Hey.
Are you there?
I can hear you. How are you?
Wichita, we got hit pretty hard up here, as well as Oklahoma City. I just wanted to let anybody know that was in the area of Wichita. The Days Inn on the east side is opening up their hotel for everybody that needs one, a room that is.
Okay.
And like I said, we got hit pretty hard. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but we got 6 dead confirmed now. And it's probably going to get worse as morning comes.
Okay, that is the Days Inn where?
It's located on East Kellogg on the city center east, right on East 54.
Okay.
They've announced that they're opening their doors. I'm sure other hotels will follow, but right now that's the only one that I've heard of.
I really appreciate it. Can you call us back if you pick up any other information?
Yes, sir. I listen to you every night. I hope you guys take care where you're at.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Jeff calling from Wichita on his cell phone, and he can call us back with any additional information. No, I hadn't heard anything about Wichita. It was all in Oklahoma. But, of course, those terrible things that I used to have to live with in northern Illinois all the time, and southern Illinois will, those funnel clouds will go right up into Kansas and over into Iowa and then slash into Illinois, man, and sometimes take Missouri with them. So anybody else in Wichita wants to check in with us, we'll be happy to be of service to you. We're not doing anything important. We're just doing our regular thing here on the Stan Major program tonight. And I'm sure that the folks at KNSS would appreciate us, aiding and abetting anybody that needs a little information or whatever. We'll be happy to pass it along to you. Write down this toll-free number from the Wichita area and from any place else. 1-800-510-8255. All right? And Jeff says that the Days Inn on East Kellogg has opened its doors to anybody who's been hit hard by the tornado in the Wichita area, and they can go over there. 1-800-510-TALK. And anybody else wants to chime in, we'll be happy. If we are on down in Oklahoma, and anybody from Oklahoma wants to fill us in on any late-breaking information, we'd be delighted to hear from you, too. 1-800-510-TALK. Well, fresh flowers are beautiful for Mother's Day, and if that's the way you want to go, then fine. We accept that, but may I suggest something different? It is an American Gold rose. Now, this is a fresh, long-stemmed California rose, which is dipped into 24-karat gold and boxed up beautifully, ready for delivery to your mom in time for Mother's Day. They had 3 basic roses. The American Gold Rose Company offers you your choice of the classic rose for $49.95, about the price of a dozen roses through the Yellow Pages. It's 11 inches long. It's dipped in 24-karat gold, of course. and comes in a bright red formal gift box. It's very attractive. Then they have the Hollywood Elite Rose for $65. That's 17 inches long and comes in a gold presentation box. So you write this number down, call them after 10 in the morning, and set up your delivery in time for Mother's Day. Will you do that? 1-800-458-7134. 1-800-458-7134. All right, we flipped the TV on. We've got the news channels on, and it's pretty tragic. MSNBC is saying that tornadoes have hit Oklahoma and Kansas, at least 30 dead, and 8 people are dead in Oklahoma City alone, according to one report. And we just had Jeff. I think Jeff's a police officer, isn't he, Nathan? I think he is, from Wichita, Kansas call, and said they got hit pretty hard there, and there's six dead there in Wichita, in the Wichita area. And so we're going to keep our eye on this, and if anybody else has any information you'd like to pass it along, be my guest. Jeff mentioned that the Days Inn in Wichita on East Kellogg is open its doors to anybody, and if anybody else wants to report in from Wichita or that area, our lines are all available, with the exception of one. We've got John in Phoenix holding on. We're going to him in just a second. Here's the toll-free number to the stand page is showing if we can be of service to the listeners in Kansas or Oklahoma or any place else. Feel free to call us, and it is 1-800-510-8255 or 1-800-510-TALK. Let's go to John in Phoenix now. John, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. For a Monday, I'm okay.
Yeah, well, you're hanging in there.
Boy, that is a mess out there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been looking, and I haven't been able to see enough coverage, basically. The only problem I have, they're real short. And
Do you have cable?
No, actually, at this point, I just had mostly normal stations.
That's your problem.
I can't find a dang map either. I was just wondering if anybody there would know where Mounds is in relation to, that area.
Mounds, Oklahoma?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
Me neither.
All right. Why Mounds? Is that...
I was just wanting to make sure...
Oh, you have relatives there.
A loved one of a real close friend of mine's all right there.
Okay. Have you tried to call him on the phone?
Actually, it's just not... There is no phone there.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure right now it'd just be havoc there, but... I was just trying to check for her.
Where is Mounds? Let's see here. I got my index, my city index, and there's Muskogee. Mounds is E16. Give me a second here to correlate.
Hey, no problem.
It's okay.
Appreciate it.
Stand by, America. E and 16 ought to be way over. Speaking of Muskogee, it's not far from Muskogee. E16.
Hopefully far from...
Yeah, it's straight south of Tulsa.
Okay.
And the real bad stuff was, I think, to the west of it.
Okay.
Oklahoma City was hard hit.
Okay, so it is a decent, distance away, or...
Well, according to the map reference, I haven't found the town specifically, but according to the map reference, it's south of Tulsa. So,
yeah,
and I hear nothing about Tulsa. I hear nothing about Tulsa, which I guess is good news for you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, that was my main concern,
right,
and I do appreciate you taking the time.
Sure. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. 1-800-510-TALK. Tornadoes have hit Oklahoma and Kansas, at least 30 dead, and 600 homes in Oklahoma City destroyed. I think that's what I read. But, wow, that's something else, huh? So, again, if anybody in Wichita is listening and you would like to call us and fill us in on what's going on there, 1-800-510-8255. And we'll be happy to convey any information of importance along to the folks in Kansas or in the Oklahoma area. The National Guard has been mobilized in Oklahoma, and so it does not look good there, folks. Does not look good. I think I'll flip the Weather Channel on and see whether or not they're doing something special on it so we can track these tornadoes. They came up through Oklahoma and then into Kansas, and I don't know where they're headed now. Hopefully they've dissipated, but who knows. So if you want to call us, it's kind of difficult in trying to do a service to the people in that area and also take calls from Seattle or Phoenix or wherever you may be, but, Massachusetts, Florida, Illinois, Mississippi. We'd be happy to hear from you. A few of you can call in as a public service to stand so that we can have you ready to go on the air with us so I don't have to sit here and fill out the hours that we're going to be with you tonight. 1-800-510-TALK. Give us a call. You might have to wait a few extra minutes. Please be patient. 1-800-510-8255. All right, if anybody's in their car or truck out in the areas of Oklahoma or Kansas, and you would like to give us a call, we'll be happy to put you right on the air and be interested in what information you may have had regarding these tragic tornadoes that have hit Oklahoma and Kansas tonight. 30 dead late this afternoon, early this evening, and tonight, 30 dead. And I do not want to give the gentleman from Phoenix the false impression that everything is okay south of Tulsa, because I checked the Weather Channel during this last break, and it does not look too good south of Tulsa right at the moment. So, again, this is a difficult kind of show to do. So if our friends out there who like to participate are listening, if you will call in and help us out, we would appreciate it. 1-800-510-8255 from wherever you are in this great country. We don't care if you're in Massachusetts, in the Boston area, or in Seattle, or in California, but we are kind of following this storm situation. I don't know what the guy on the Weather Channel is doing, given the forecast for the northwest sector at the moment. That seems kind of silly to me, but, what can I tell you? 1-800-510-8255. Give us a call. Some of our friends out there in places like Jackson, Mississippi, and in Florida, so that we can keep the show going, okay? This is all breaking news, and there are reports of at least 30 dead in Oklahoma and Kansas. Those of you who do not have cable channels, we do have cable channel here, and so we can pass along some of the information that we have, but let's go to John, another John in Phoenix. John, how are you?
Fine. Jesse Jackson, he did a pretty solid thing, He's not malicious, and Bill Clinton, I think Bill Clinton, by just refusing to open up his mind to a solution, is really a slap in the face to the people actually helped put him in office.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a betrayal.
Well, Clinton isn't scoring any points by not at least seriously considering the things that Jesse Jackson is talking about. We don't know what was in the letter from Milosevic to Clinton, but it seems to me that a gesture like freeing the 2 Serb prisoners of war that we have would be called for. Don't you think that we ought to do that since they allowed Jackson to take our 3 guys?
Yeah, and I think that I'm wondering if Bill Clinton even met with Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, he met with him at the White House this evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He should do a lot. All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you calling, John. Thank you. 1-800-510-8255. We're especially interested. We would love to hear from anybody anywhere tonight. This is a difficult kind of a talk program to do because we're dealing, on the one hand, with the tornado story out of Oklahoma and Kansas, and then on the other hand, we're trying to, I don't have 25,000 reporters that I can call on the phone and get information from, but if you would care to call us from any of the areas where the tornadoes have touched down, if you have a cell phone, you should be able to get through. If you are interested in helping us out here and giving us some information, we'd appreciate to hear from you. Anybody in Oklahoma, anybody in Kansas, anybody on the fringes of those states who might have some information that you can pass along to us, we'd be happy to hear from you, and I'm sure the listeners would be happy to hear about it. Jeff in Wichita, if you have an opportunity to call us back and give us any other information you've got, feel free to call us right back. 1-800-510-8255. 1-800-510-TALK. According to FBI statistics, a property crime is committed every 3 seconds in this country. Are you safe and secure in your home this time of night? Well, some creep just committed another property crime in the time it took me to read that sentence. You need to call ADT. A home protected by an ADT security system is 15 times less likely to be the target of the bad guys. So isn't your life and the life of your family important enough to warrant the best security system? And ADT is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's America's #1 home protector, and right now, for as little as $99, you can have an ADT system installed. That's $99. Your family's worth that, right? Get ready to write down a toll-free number to call for information only. You're not obligated. Just call and get all of the information on having ADT protect your home. 1-800-617-8600. Call them tomorrow at ADT. 1-800-617-8600. All right, let's go to Nancy in Wichita. Nancy, how are you doing?
Well, I'm just fine.
Boy, they just had an interview on CNN with somebody from the Wichita Fire Department.
They have done a beautiful job. Gosh, I've been watching television.
Yeah.
I live on the east side of town, and we did get some damage here, too, but, of course, the brunt of it was in Hayesville, which is south and slightly west.
Uh-huh.
There are 6 dead, and a scad of homes leveled, and it just seems like the people that are in charge are just doing a beautiful job. And it's just kind of a devastating thing.
When did the tornadoes actually hit out in Hayesville? About what time?
I believe it was around 8:30 is what I heard. Something that was interesting to me was our CBS affiliate said they were able to break into all cable channels, local cable, which is almost never done, for a storm.
Yeah.
And they felt like they might have saved some people that way.
Well, they should have the capability of doing that. For years, radio stations have had an emergency broadcast service capability, and I don't see why cable TV wouldn't have the same thing.
Well, they do, and they did it. And,
that's great.
People complain about their favorite programs.
Oh, well, listen, they're only breaking in areas where there's an emergency. They're not bothering anybody else across the country, so, right. I don't see any problem there.
And this was very sudden. It was, I didn't hear any predictions. I was out, but...
In other words, they probably just had thunderstorm predictions and
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
well, the clouds that I saw on the rerun on the cable channels were so dark. I mean, it was just absolutely black, right?
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And I don't know if one of the funnel clouds that they were showing was actually one of the funnel clouds that was responsible for this down in Oklahoma. But that was the whitest funnel cloud I think I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen anything like that. And there was a following small tornado with that. You probably saw that picture. Oh,
Right.
Unbelievable.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling, Nancy. And if anybody else in the Wichita area wants to chime in, we're available at 1-800-510-TALK. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. They've got CNN's got a live camera in Hayesville now. The local affiliate there, KWCH, is that it in Wichita? Man, that is a mess. Anybody else wants to call us, we'll be happy to talk to you. I think John's back on the phone from Phoenix. John, are you there? John.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's odd that you said that, Stan, because I just moved here from Phoenix. I'm in Wichita.
Oh, you're in Wichita. Excuse me. Okay, well, it's my ESP is working, okay?
But I just moved here from Phoenix.
Well, we had two Johns from Phoenix called, and I thought one of them was calling back. So you're in Wichita now?
Correct.
So what's going on, John?
Well, let me give you some more comprehensive information, if I may.
Sure.
That storm that hit Oklahoma City pretty much leveled several towns on the outskirts of Oklahoma City, plus about 600 homes. It moved north, and from what I understand, it was reported a mile wide, and it had an F5 rating, which is the highest rating. Winds reported up to 265 miles per hour.
Wow.
And it moved up here to Hayesville and wiped out the exact area that wiped out the Hayesville and Andover towns back in 1994, I believe it was, or 1993, one of those years.
I know. The name sounds very familiar.
It wiped out several homes in that same Hayesville area.
Wow.
That had just been rebuilt. But anyway, it did quite a bit of damage in Hayesville. But the thing is, it was reported to be moving northeast toward Emporia, Topeka, and then eventually hit Kansas City sometime around 2 in the morning, 3 o'clock your time.
Right.
Now, what you haven't heard is that there's reported another even more serious thunderstorm. Storm.
Is that the one south of Tulsa right now?
No, there's one that's around the Ponca City. Do you know where Ponca City is?
Not right off the top of my head, but I can find it on my map.
It's about 20 miles south of the Kansas line.
Okay.
Directly south of Wichita. And it's headed in the same direction toward Wichita.
Well, I heard Bartlesville mentioned.
Right. Bartlesville is just north of Ponca City.
Ah, okay.
But we have two major storms, just one right after the other, within, about 6 hours of each other.
Wow.
So this may do even more damage. But your callers were correct. There's a total of 30 reported dead so far, but they're sure that it will surpass that.
Did you say Ponca City?
Correct.
I've got Bartlesville here on my Rand McNally, but I don't see Ponca City.
Oh, Ponca City's a lot larger than Bartlesville.
Oh, I see it. It's over. Yeah, it's west of Bartlesville. I got you. It's off, not far off Interstate 35.
Now that's right. Now that storm is headed northeast. Reportedly, it's supposed to skirt Wichita. It may catch the eastern and southeastern edge. However, you never can tell with these storms. I will say that there was absolutely no early warning, except that we were just going to receive rain and a thunderstorm. And I stepped out of my house at approximately 7 o'clock, and the hail started falling very heavily, then rain and heavy wind. But the amazing thing is that this storm is so sustained that it's going to hit the Kansas City area, that first storm. And who knows what kind of an effect the second storm will have.
Yeah. How about Topeka?
we haven't heard any reports yet.
All right.
But I pretty much kept up with this, and it has.
Well, do me a favor. If you come up with anything else, call us back and give us any other information, because we really appreciate it.
Well, just as to give people an idea, Stan, just for your own benefit, can you relate to 20 miles? A distance of 20 miles. In other words,
not a funnel cloud.
No. What I'm saying is, if you can imagine, what we heard this evening was that a piece of a church had been ripped apart, and they found it 20 miles away.
Huh.
So this storm was heavy duty.
Well, now CNN is back on the weather map with the stuff in Oklahoma, and you're absolutely right. It looks like it's serious there south of Tulsa,
I apologize. I forgot to leave. I left that out. A storm, at the same time the storm hit Oklahoma City, there was a storm that also hit Tulsa.
Uh-huh.
So what you're seeing is a second wave.
Right. Incredible, isn't it?
And Tulsa is quite a bit east of Oklahoma City.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much, John.
Sure.
Call us back with any additional information. We'll be happy to hear from you. All right. We will just keep on keeping on, friends. If anybody wants to add anything, give us a call, 1-800-510-8255. Anybody in their car or truck in the Oklahoma or Kansas area, look out and give us a call if you have a moment. 1-800-510-8255. The Stan Major program is live with you in Wichita, in Kansas, in Oklahoma, wherever you may be. CNN is saying 37 dead now, at least 37 dead in these tragic storms that are still occurring in both Oklahoma and in Kansas. Let's go to Jim in Wichita. Jim, thanks for calling.
Hey, good evening, or good morning.
Yep.
I was working at Learjet, which is right there at the airport, when the storm moved in at 8:30.
Uh-huh.
And because of where I work, we were following the latest in weather charts all evening.
I'll bet you were.
And when the storms first started coming across the state line, I was watching it, and I told the guys I work with, look, this red area here, see that little hook on the red? That means there's rotation. There's some serious trouble in it.
Yeah.
History proved that right.
Boy.
But what we've got is that storm hit about 8:30 and pummeled us for about an hour and has moved on up towards KC at about 60 miles an hour now. But the storm that hit Oklahoma City is now bearing down on us.
Yeah.
When I got off work I went out to the parking lot about 12:20. I could see to the southwest the lightning show from another major storm cell that was headed straight at us. The tops of the first one, according to the weather charts, were echoing. The radar echoes were showing it's about 10 miles high. So that was a very big storm.
Yeah.
But it's small compared to the one that's coming at us from Oklahoma City.
Well, the CNN weather gal has got stuff all the way from Texas now, south of Oklahoma, coming up into Oklahoma, going up to Kansas.
See, for the charts that we get the Wichita area, which covers all the way out to central Colorado and on there. We also get the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which covers up as far as Wichita and there. And we have the Denver area, which goes out to Salt Lake City and up through Wyoming. And again, it also covers Wichita.
Right.
And so we also have the national picture. And this night of storms is far from over.
Yeah, I can tell just by looking at the map of Oklahoma right now. You're going to be in for it again, I'm afraid.
Yes, we are.
Wow.
I was watching that when I got off work. Now, I live here on the west edge of town along 235. It looked, as I came home, like Town West Mall, which is right near Kellogg and 235 for those who know the neighborhood, might have suffered some hail damage, but nothing too major. The west side of town still has lights on, or at least up here where I live. And driving home, I didn't see any obvious signs of damage, like what hit just a short distance east of the airport.
Yeah.
There in Hayesville.
Right. How far is Hayesville from the airport?
Straight line distance?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say 2 to 3 miles.
Wow. The airport could have gotten it then, right?
Oh, yes. The building I was in, they pulled everybody, all the workers, into a small interior room for a tornado shelter. They got everybody out, or in. Now,
where is Boeing in comparison to Learjet?
Boeing is up on the, I believe it's on the northeast side. Oh, wait, Raytheon's on the northeast side of town. Boeing is, I believe, over in the same general area. I'm not really sure where Boeing is.
Okay, but both those places seem safe, right? So far?
So far I haven't heard anything from any.
I love the shots of the oil wells pumping right below the tornadoes. Pretty incredible shots that CNN showing right now. There's that old oil well pumping, and there's that tornado that's about, good heavens, how wide is that thing?
That's the one in Oklahoma City, it was officially declared an F5, which is the strongest.
Yeah.
And had a base in excess of a half a mile wide.
Wow.
I mean, it's like that big one out of Twister, only this one was real.
Incredible. Hey, thanks for the information. Call us back if you get anything fresh for us, okay?
I sure will.
Thank you very much, Jim. Jim in Wichita, Kansas. We're on there, KNSS, and we'll be happy to continue to do our thing for the people in Kansas or in Oklahoma if you're listening. Stay tuned. The Stan Bajan program still live. It is not a good day or a good night in Oklahoma and Kansas. And here on the Stan Major program, because we are on in both states, and especially in Wichita, Kansas, where Hayesville has been hard hit, we are doing our best to follow the storm and invite people to call in with any late-breaking information they might have in the area. And the weather maps do not look good. The prognosis, as far as the weather maps that I see, show more storms, hopefully not of the same ferocity, heading up from northern Texas into Oklahoma and then into Kansas again. Man, I'll tell you, it is really something. So we're following this, and if anybody in the area of Kansas or Oklahoma or Texas would like to call and offer us any bit of information that you picked up, or anybody else who has some information for us, we'd be happy to hear from you at this toll-free number, 1-800-510-8255. 1-800-510-TALK. We've got the TV set fired up on cable, getting CNN, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, and I'm trying to do a show while I'm trying to check those channels off and on as I do the program. So, you know, it's an interesting dilemma. You're trying to do your best and keep a show on the air, and at the same time, you don't know what to do next. At least 30 people were killed Hundreds injured Monday night when deadly tornadoes ripped through Oklahoma and Kansas. Some witnesses said the tornadoes sounded like freight trains as they passed over. Others said it was as if a bombing had happened. Massive twisters destroyed at least 800 homes in Oklahoma City. 800 homes in Oklahoma City. Police have cordoned off a 25-square-mile area of devastation, ordered everyone off the streets. The National Guard has been sent in to keep order and look for victims. The magnitude of this is just unprecedented, said Oklahoma Governor Frank Keating early Tuesday morning. Hundreds of millions of dollars in property damage and literally hundreds and hundreds of homes destroyed. A lot of people are homeless tonight in Oklahoma, said Governor Frank Keating. There are a lot of communities we're getting information from Highway Patrol and sheriff's officers that have been literally obliterated, the governor said. Let's go to Jonathan in Oklahoma. How are you?
I'm all right, yourself?
Where are you, Jonathan?
Actually, I'm in my car in Moore, Oklahoma. I have to sit up and watch my store because the electricity went out.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did any tornado touch down right near there?
Well, Moore got hit pretty bad.
Uh-huh.
Right now, mostly all of the city is out of no electricity, no phone lines or anything.
Yeah.
So,
you have any National Guard presence yet?
Not that I've heard of.
Okay, so you got to sit out there and take care of it yourself, huh?
Yep. There's no security to be called. Everybody's pretty hemmed up. Everybody's taken already, so it's going to be a long night. So I hope.
Let me ask you this: is there information that you're going to get hit again by another storm? Because we see stuff on the weather map all over that area.
Well, right now, as I'm sitting in the car, it's a lot of lightning and the wind's blowing pretty strong. So I don't know. There's no rain or anything showing, and the clouds look pretty clear. But
now, do you have on your radio? Do you have a local station or any way of finding out if you could be in for double trouble there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll be able to go into your store and take cover anyhow. Huh? You can't stay in your car if some of these weird, humongous funnel clouds start hitting again.
Sure won't.
Man, I've never seen anything as huge as that one that they keep showing.
The one that touched a mile, huh?
Man, incredible.
That was one of the worst ones in a while, they said.
I'll tell you,
it's
something else. Yeah. Well, for people who have never lived in good old Tornado Alley of Texas, the Panhandle of Texas, and Oklahoma, and Kansas, and Iowa, and Illinois, and other areas like that, they have no concept of how bad these things can be, and how quick they come up is another thing.
Exactly.
They just develop and boom, just like that.
All they have is the Twister, the movie.
Yeah, right. Well. That's not quite it, okay?
Oh, no. All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jonathan. Call us back if anything develops, will you?
Okay.
Good to hear from you in Moore, Oklahoma. Let's go to Roger in Wichita. Roger, how are you?
Hi, Stan. Welcome. Greetings from Tornado Alley.
Oh, man. I'll tell you. Well, I used to live in Illinois, so I know what you people are going through.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in Kansas, and Toto's right here with me, safe.
Oh, boy. Well, how far are you from Hayesville?
Hayesville is about 5 miles south of Wichita. I'm kind of in the downtown area.
Okay.
I wanted to correct some things that the guy from Learjet called and said blowing is north, it's not. It's on the southeast side of town.
Southeast, okay.
Yeah.
But it was safe from the initial attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was 92 that a big twister came through Hayesville, wreaked a lot of havoc at McConnell Air Force Base.
Uh-huh.
And then went on to Andover where it killed 30-some people in a trailer park.
Yeah.
I think that was 92.
Okay.
Missed my house by 3 blocks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, 3 blocks?
Yeah. So I've been pretty blessed.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Well, what I have from Wichita is 50 people. We know that 6 were killed, 50 injured, transported to area hospitals, according to Fred Irving of the Sedgwick County emergency preparedness office.
Oh, my.
One person died when a building collapsed in Wichita.
Oh, my.
Several mobile homes in South Wichita blown into a lake.
Yeah.
At least one of the fatalities was in a mobile home park. And National Weather Service confirmed that a tornado struck South Wichita and suburban Hayesville about 8:30 p.m. on Monday night.
Yeah.
When the storm reached Hayesville, it destroyed several businesses in the downtown area.
Yeah.
And emergency officials at Via Christi St. Francis Hospital said late Monday that many people were still coming in. They have critical. Let's see, we're overloaded. We have critical, we have non-critical, and we're getting hammered with traumas right now, according to a hospital employee. So 20,000 households without power in that area. And that's all I have from Wichita. But,
well,
boy.
I sure appreciate the service you're doing.
Well, that's what we're here for, okay? And
yeah.
We're delighted to be on KNSS and helping you out. And to the gentleman in Oklahoma, we are, I believe, on in Norman, Oklahoma, and in Guthrie, Oklahoma, okay? KNOR 1400, KOKC at 1490, and we'll try to do the best that we can for you. Hey, thank you very much, Roger, for calling.
You're welcome, Sam.
Thank you. Deadly tornadoes hit Wichita, Mulhall, Bethany, and I missed the rest. They're now saying 32 dead on MSNBC, Oklahoma and Kansas. So we will continue doing what we're doing, 1-800-510-TALK. If anybody in the Kansas or Oklahoma area would like to participate, we'll be happy to hear from you and get any information that you may have. We will continue with an occasional commercial here because we have to. We don't have any choice. So let me just mention that if you're concerned about the Y2K computer problem, I know that's not important to you people in Oklahoma and Kansas tonight, but for the rest of you across the country, if you would like to buy some gold or silver coins, like they're going out of style the way people are buying them right now, getting ready for having some security toward the end of the year just in case the banks do have to close, and just in case the money stops circulating and the ATM machines don't work. You don't know what's going to happen, and nobody can really tell you that everything is going to be fine. The government will try to tell you, banking officials will try to tell you that everything is going to be fine, but don't you believe them because, you've got to see for yourself, and you've got to take action for your own security. I want you to call the folks at Merit Financial, the gold people. They are the 5th largest gold outfit in the country, and they can find the coins that can help you out. Give them a call for free information and a book on the Y2K, absolutely free, 1-800-932-2201. That's 1-800-932-2201. All right, we're still live with you. Let's do a time check on the Stan Major program. 19 minutes after 2 here on the East Coast. 19 after 2. It is 19 after 1 in the Midwest, in Oklahoma, and in Kansas, and elsewhere in the Midwest. 19 minutes after 1. And in the Mountain States, it's 19 after midnight, and way out west, it would be 19 minutes after 11 o'clock. They are saying that at least 32 people, possibly as high as 37, have been killed in the Oklahoma and Kansas tornadoes that began ripping through the state of Oklahoma late this afternoon, early this evening, and they hit the Wichita, Kansas area, Hayesville, Kansas, actually, about 8:30 this evening. And the weather map does not look good. There are similar storms which are following the ones that have already hit. And the big storm which hit Hayesville and Wichita is set to head toward Kansas City, Missouri. So that's not good news. So we'll keep watching the cable channels, the Weather Channel, and checking the news, and hopefully we'll hear from you. 1-800-510-TALK. I love it. Both CNN and Fox have gone to tape. Can you believe that? With all of this stuff developing in Oklahoma and Kansas, both CNN and Fox cable news channels have gone to tape. MSNBC is still live, and they're saying that at least 32 have been found dead. Let's go to South Oklahoma City right now. Diana? Diana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, welcome to the Stan Major Show. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
What's your situation there?
A tornado came through probably about 4 or 5 blocks from my house. Was one of the first responders over there, and I only thought the bombing looked bad until I saw this.
Boy, from what I've seen on the tube, it has just been unbelievable. I mean, I've seen tornado damage up in Illinois before. I've eyewitnessed it, where high schools have been blown away and things like that. But this looks like whole towns have been blown away.
It is. It's incredible. Just to the southeast of us is Westmore High School, which sustained heavy damage. But there's a housing addition called East Lake just south of there, and it's totally wiped out. There's an apartment complex called Emerald Springs right across the street. It's demolished. There's not a house that can be repaired to be lived in. It'll all have to be torn down. It's absolutely incredible. There are cars sitting where upside down inside of houses, and it just goes on and on.
Now, this is South Oklahoma City?
Right, South Oklahoma City.
And what other areas of Oklahoma City were hard hit?
Moore was hard hit. Moore is kind of a bedroom community of Oklahoma City, and it is just right adjacent to South Oklahoma City.
Right. We heard from Jonathan up there sitting outside his store trying to protect it.
I heard that Moore was having some looters. I really hated to hear that because we had such good behavior during the bombing. There was no looting, and then now you hear this. But
is there any National Guard presence as yet?
There was. Just as I was leaving, National Guard was showing up, and they've cordoned off probably about 25 blocks that I know of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the report I have, 25 blocks, and Governor Keating said that some the smaller towns have just been wiped off the map.
That's what I understand. Where I'm at, we still have no power, so I'm really thankful for the radio, just something to listen to.
You got batteries in your radio? Is that how you can hear it?
Oh, yeah, I have batteries in the radio.
Well, you know, when you live in areas like Oklahoma and Kansas, you got to be prepared like that. We're prepared over here in Florida for you-know-what, the good old hurricanes that come in, so we always got all kinds of batteries laying around.
Absolutely. Well, the town called out what they call a code black, so all police and fire and medical personnel were to respond to their appropriate areas. And my husband's a policeman, and he's still out there. We kind of got separated. I got pulled over to do some triage work, and he was. Is
this a normal thing, or was this something developed after the Oklahoma City bombing?
We have kind of an emergency preparedness. I think it's probably a little slicker since the bombing. You know, that was a practice run that nobody would want. Yeah. But before you knew it, you know, huge lights were up. They had cranes in. They were bringing in forklifts and bulldozers. And I have a feeling it's going to be a real surprise to everybody when the morning news comes on and starts showing pictures.
Absolutely. It's a shock to us here in Florida, sitting here and watching even the pictures that were taken very late afternoon. What time did this actually hit?
In our area, it was probably about 7:15 or 7:20, but we watched it tracking towards us on the news. It started down around Chickasha, which is southwest of here, and it kind of followed I-44 highway. Mm-hmm. There was a lady apparently reported that they had pulled under some overpasses to avoid it, and she was sucked out from under the overpass and was killed. And,
oh, my God. Really?
This is just incredible amount. I think it was an F5 rating on this tornado.
Now, are you hearing any news about the new storms that are developing?
A little bit. We're still under a tornado watch, and I can see lightning outside, but it's a lot calmer.
Well, I got to tell you, the weather maps don't look good. I'm sorry, but primarily south of Tulsa now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, see, we don't have television. We have no power.
I know. Yeah. That's why I'm conveying it to you, because I've been watching both the Weather Channel and the Weather reports on CNN, and they've had the maps up. And, boy, I've never seen so much red-dotted stuff in my life on a map.
Well, keep letting us know. Our local stations are not doing a real good job of
Well, that's what we're here for, my
Yeah.
dear. We're live in the middle of the night. Thank you, Diane, in South Oklahoma City. Thank you. 1-800-510-TALK for anybody in Kansas or Oklahoma that wants to chime in on the Stan Major program. We're live, coming up on our 1:30 Central Time break.
Aim high with the Air Force and aim high with the Stan Major Show.
All of our lines are available, and as a public service, we're basically turning the show over to people in Kansas and Oklahoma right now, with no apologies to the rest of the country, because the devastation in just Oklahoma City alone is incredible. 1,000 homes have been destroyed in Oklahoma City alone. There are at least 32 known dead. Hundreds and hundreds have been injured in Oklahoma City and Kansas. There may be as many as 37 dead, and probably with daylight there'll be more. Confirmed fatalities so far: Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, 8 dead; Del City, Oklahoma, 2; Midwest City, Oklahoma, 4; Moore, Oklahoma, 3, where we got that call from Jonathan. We hope he's still safe. Oklahoma City, there are 8 confirmed dead. 1 in Norman, Oklahoma, and 6 in Wichita, Kansas, most of those in the Hayesville area, which I believe is southwest of Wichita. I really ought to have my map, my Rand McNally sitting here. So if anybody is listening in Kansas or Oklahoma, all of our lines are available. The Stan Major program, as a service to you people who are without power and do not have television, and perhaps you're not getting enough information locally, we're happy to help you out. I'm watching MSNBC, which has stayed live on this story. CNN went to tape with something about Kosovo, as did Fox, one of those stupid debate shows on television with talking heads. But MSNBC has stayed with this story, and we're staying with it. And just to show you that we are, it is 2:35 Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Florida time, 2:35, and it's 1:35 in Kansas and Oklahoma. Let's go to Pat in Kansas. Pat, how are you?
Well, I made it okay.
Man, thank you for calling. Where are you?
I'm in Hayesville.
Oh, really?
Right.
Wow.
I'm probably about, half a mile from where the tornado came through. Maybe less than half a mile.
Did you have any warning at all?
Not really. It just seemed like it came up all of a sudden. And when the tornado sirens went off, it was right about that time, I guess, when the tornado came through. So there really wasn't time to get to a shelter or anything.
Were you in your home?
Yeah, I've been here all evening.
Okay.
Sitting in the dark.
Oh, wow.
I've been listening to you also on, battery-powered radio.
Yeah, on KNSS.
Right.
Let me ask you this. What did it sound like when it came through?
Well, I'll tell you right here, I didn't really hear it.
Okay.
All we got right here was a lot of rain, heavy rain, just a little bit of hail, and I don't think the wind, to be so close to the tornado, the wind wasn't that bad right here when it came through. So we got out of it pretty good.
Yeah,
but I guess there's several businesses flattened and a lot of homes. And
well, they're saying there are 33 dead now in Oklahoma and Kansas.
Yeah, I guess Oklahoma really got hit pretty hard. It came up from Oklahoma.
Right.
The storms that hit us.
And the weather map doesn't look good for the rest of the night or early morning either.
Yeah, they're expecting possibly more storms to come through, and I think we're still under a tornado watch till about 5 a.m.
Well, hang in there, Pat, and we're all keeping our fingers crossed for everybody in that area. We hope there's not a repetition of this thing. My goodness, you don't need anything like this. You don't need the double whammy, right?
Right.
Thank you, Pat.
I appreciate your show.
Sure. That's what we're here for. 1-800-510-TALK. Anybody in Oklahoma or Kansas, if you want to call in, we are live. I know that I'm not in your area, but, hey, I can feel you, man. I'm worse than Clinton. I can feel your pain because I've been through tornadoes in Illinois, both in southern Illinois and northern Illinois, and I know what they are. But I got to tell you something. I have never seen funnel clouds like the ones that tore through Oklahoma and Kansas yesterday. I have never seen anything like that. Boy. Let's see. Tornadoes tore through Oklahoma and Kansas. Our number, by the way, is 1-800-510-8255. And if any police officers in Kansas or Oklahoma City are listening and they want to call us on their cell phone, we'll be delighted to put them right on the air real quick and then let you get back to work. Or any firemen, any officials of any kind, we'll try to get you on the air ASAP and let you fill us in on what's going on. And despite the fact that I'm sitting over here comfortable in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Nathan's up there inside the Beltway, about 4 blocks from the White House, we'll do our best for you in Kansas and Oklahoma because we know that there's not a lot of live broadcasting at this time of night. 1-800-510-8255. 8 people were killed in Bridge Creek, Oklahoma. That's about 30 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. And 4 other deaths were in Midwest City, which is a suburb. Oklahoma City police said there were at least 8 confirmed deaths there. 3 reported dead in Moore, just south of Oklahoma City. Another death reported by officials at Norman Regional Hospital in Norman, Oklahoma, and 2 more in suburban Del City. 6 reported dead in Wichita, and 80 people reported injured. Let's go to Chris in Oklahoma. Chris, how are you?
Hi, Stan. Fine.
Where are you?
I'm in Moore, Oklahoma.
You're in Moore also?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what happened, man?
Well, I really don't know how to address that question. I mean, my wife and I guess we were just starting to pick up that obviously we were outside when the clouds started moving in.
Yeah.
And then we just came in and tuned on to the local radio. TV
you were outside your house?
Yes, when it started coming up on us.
In Moore?
Yes.
About what time was that?
I would say probably 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Did you have sufficient warning?
Actually, by the time we heard the sirens and everything, it was pretty much on top of us.
Yeah. And but your house is okay?
Ours is 2 streets over. There's nothing left.
You're kidding.
No, there's not anything.
They got the whole block?
Yes, a huge church, some shopping centers, just a complex and schools. It just wiped out.
Wow. Schools also?
Yes.
Man. Now, there were reports of some looting. Were there some problems in Moore?
I believe that's going on now. I've heard so many conflicting stories. We have no power.
Yeah.
We're monitoring everything by a battery-powered radio.
Okay.
We had heard that they were considering martial law. I don't know if that's been implemented or not.
Well, the Governor Keating has called out the National Guard, and Diane from South Oklahoma City said she had seen some of the troopers. But Jonathan there in Moore, when he called in about 10 minutes ago, said he hadn't seen anything yet.
Right.
So that's why he's sitting out in front of his store.
Well, like I said, in our neighborhood, if you leave, you can't come back. And we've got a number of calls from people that have tried to get in, and they can't do it. They can't get in.
Well, I guess that's a good move, basically, because they're trying to protect the area and try to keep it uncongested.
Right.
All right. Listen, I'm glad that you and your wife are okay. And
there was one individual that told me that his neighbor house, after it was leveled, there's actually a couple of homes here with cars on top of them.
Wow.
And he's seen his neighbor and her 2 young children somehow emerged out from under the Jeep in the car after it had completely leveled their home. And his Jeep was tossed, I believe he said 483 feet across
holy cow,
into a ravine. So,
man, that is something.
Yeah.
But you're okay, and your house is all right?
Yes.
All right, well, good. All right, take it easy and keep listening, because the weather maps don't look good right now, but I think most of the stuff is south of Tulsa that's developing.
No, and I hate to sound pessimistic, but I think the worst is going to come with daybreak, because I spoke to one police officer that was walking up and down our neighborhood that said that he had several casualties in his apartment complex. And so it really amazes me that with the amount of damage we've had, that people seem so surprised that the fatalities are up to 24.
Well, when a storm like this hits a major metropolitan area like Oklahoma City and Wichita, you're going to have, tragically, you're going to have the casualties mount up.
Sure.
Thank you.
I appreciate your concern.
All right. Be safe.
Good night.
Thank you. I got to tell you, I can't believe that Fox Channel is doing one of their talking head debate shows about Kosovo. That stupid Hannity and whatever. And I don't know if CNN's back live or not, or still doing a tape thing from earlier. That's kind of hard to believe. CNN usually is very fast to react to these stories. This is a Moneyline show? God, you got to be kidding. Let's see what else is on, Nathan. That's incredible. Fox is on tape. CNN is on tape. MSNBC is the only news channel that is live with all of this stuff breaking.
And these are the main news sources of America.
Right. Isn't that incredible? Channel 7 down here in Miami was doing a big thing. I thought they were live. They usually pick up CNN, but I thought they were live. They were doing some news stuff, and it turned out to be the Cubans complaining about the baseball game in Baltimore. So much for that. That's it. All right. I got about 57 or 8 cable channels and one channel. Can you believe that, folks? One channel out of 56 or 57 or more is broadcasting live, and that's good old MSNBC. I will be slow to complain about MSNBC from now on, but I'll sure complain about Fox and CNN. I can't believe that with this developing and the problems that Fox and CNN would run tape shows about whatever, Moneyline and Kosovo. Oh, boy. Wow. Wait till Ted Turner finds out, huh? All right. Our telephone number for anybody in Kansas or Oklahoma who'd like to chime in with any information, 1-800-510-8255. And I want to take a moment out to thank those people from Oklahoma and Kansas who have responded. And they are as follows. We have Jeff from Wichita. I believe he's a police officer. And Jeff, if you still got your cell phone with you and you're not too busy, give us a call back. All 5 lines are open. 1-800-510-TALK. He called us real early in the show, right after midnight Wichita time. We have heard from Nancy in Wichita, John in Wichita, Jim in Wichita. We've heard from Jonathan in Moore, Oklahoma, sitting outside his store, concerned about looting. We've heard from Roger in Wichita, Diana from South Oklahoma City, Pat in Kansas, in Hayesville, where it was hard hit, and Chris in more. So we're hearing from people in the areas that have been hardest hit, and that's what live all night Stan Major program is all about. So we'll be delighted to hear from you wherever you may be. 1-800-510-8255 on the Stan Major Show. All right, let's go to, we have a call from Oklahoma and a call from Wichita, Kansas. Let's go to Oklahoma first. Art, how are you?
Art?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm from Midwest City.
Uh-huh.
I don't drive anymore and didn't get out to see the storm. I crawled under a mattress, came within about 2 blocks of me.
Wow.
I thought I was getting golf ball size hail on my house.
Can you hold on for 2 short minutes, Art?
Sure.
Because I'd like to talk to you. Hold on, okay?
All right.
We'll be right back with Art from Oklahoma and from Midwest City, one of the areas hard hit. Don't go away. The Stan Major program live, 1-800-510-TALK. God, I wish I was running these cable channels. Oh boy, I'll tell you. The Stan Major program is live with you, and we are talking about the devastating tornadoes which have hit the state of Oklahoma and the state of Kansas, and we have callers calling in from both those states. Let's go to back to Art in Oklahoma, Midwest City. Right, Art?
Yeah.
Now, I have something here which said Midwest City, 4 people were killed in Midwest City. But you're okay. Your home was not hit?
My home was hit by what I thought was golf ball size hailstones.
But you,
instead it was debris.
It was debris from the neighborhood, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
My home, maybe some ruffled shingles, but as far as I can tell, it was about dusk.
Well, we had a fellow from over there who said that it didn't sound that bad. How did it sound to you when it came through?
I didn't hear it at all. I just heard what sounded like hail on my roof. I didn't hear it. It passed within 2 blocks of me.
Boy, that's interesting, isn't it?
It destroyed a whole parking lot full of cars and my friend's business. It's less than a half a mile away, but
Wow.
I didn't hear anything. Of course, I had the TVs on.
Yeah.
And I don't have real good hearing, but
How soon did the power give out after it went through?
Less than a half an hour.
Yeah.
The cable went off first.
Yeah.
A TV cable.
Well, the cable always goes off first. You know, they get a little drop of rain, the cable goes off, right?
I had a TV that's not on cable, and I was able to watch what was going on it.
Yeah.
Until my electrical power went off, and it's still off, and probably it's going to be off for quite some time.
I would imagine it's going to be some time. So I hope you got a lot of batteries, and I hope you got some water to drink, and I hope you're going to be okay.
Now, Dell City, which is right next to me, in fact, it's maybe a mile and a half away from me, they've shut off their water supply.
Really?
But I have water.
Okay. Well, it might be worthwhile filling up your bathtub. Okay?
All right.
Because that's what we do for hurricanes over here, because when they shut off the water, man, you ain't got none, okay? So it might be worthwhile to go ahead and fill up your tub.
I was raised in rural Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe when I was a teenager we used to get in the cars and go out on the rural country roads and chase those.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I know. That we did the same thing up in Illinois. Oh, listen, there's a tornado coming. Let's go out and find it, right?
Yeah.
Well, boy.
We didn't get paid anything for it then.
Yeah, that's... yeah, right.
We were just stupid.
Not like that one shot of that reporter that I saw standing with that humongous tornado coming, that funnel cloud coming behind him. I'll bet his cameraman was itching for him to wrap up his report pretty quick. All right, listen, Art, be safe there, okay? We hope it's all finished for you there in Midwest City, Oklahoma, all right?
All right, thank you.
And I don't mean it in the worst way. I mean, we hope the storms are over.
Yeah, we had a little thundercloud come through after that across here, but that's nothing.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go from Art in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Let's go up to Wichita and Yvonne. Wichita, Yvonne, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, where are you in Wichita?
Well, I'm in downtown Wichita.
Okay, well, there was some problems there, right?
Well, the lights kept blinking, but that's about it. We got, I live in a high-rise hotel building here.
Uh-huh.
It's got about 8 stories out, about high-rise for us. Anyway, we went down, everybody was down in the lobby. I had my radio, we went down there, and I had looked out and seen it coming. I saw the pitch as black as it could be.
Really?
And yellow, and they said that was a sign of big hailstones. Well, the hailstones started coming down. I heard the hailstones. And I went and got my neighbor, and she come down, and we all come down, got down the stairs, and I had the radio on. We could hear what was happening, and pretty soon they said it was on the ground, and it was going through Hayesville.
Wow.
And Hayesville is south and west of us.
Right.
Downtown.
Now, listen, let me ask you a favor. Can you just, hold on through the news?
Sure.
And you can listen to the news. I don't know if you got TV out there or not now, but you can listen to the news and hear the latest report, and then we'll pick up on our conversation when we come back.
Okay.
We're going to be live for the next hour, of course, talking to people in Oklahoma and Kansas on the Stan Major program. Don't go away.
This is the Radio America Network.